So we'll see the markets. First, a disclaimer that this webinar is for educational purpose only. I am not a SEBI registered advisor. Please consult your financial advisor before taking any decisions on buy or sell. We are not liable for any gains or losses. The objective of this course is to spread financial literacy. This is our Nifty as on Friday 27th. Okay. You can see this. It is moving around in this range since last around 10 days. If you see the charts, here is the live chart. These are the two supply zones which we have kept since a long time, and Nifty is moving in between these two zones. The demand level, the lowest it is reaching somewhere here, 15,600, 700, and last 15 days it is in this zone. But if it has to go up, it has to go at least above 16,800 levels, which is still 400 points above plus. So it is possible that the Nifty will keep on moving in this range. In this coming week, we are going to have the RBI Monetary Council meeting. So I believe it is on mostly on the Tuesdays they have it, and they declare it on Thursday. So the week after this, that is around 6th or 7th, we'll be seeing some kind of results, or maybe on Friday, this Friday, that is on 3rd, they may announce further increase of 25 to 50 BPS. Similarly, the US Fed is also likely to announce around 50 BPS. So even though the market is seeing some positive results, you can see Dow Jones also moving slightly up, but market has already considered these factors. So unless there is some major problematic thing or some bad news, the market will move around these levels. थोड़ा नीचे जाएगा, थोड़ा ऊपर जाएगा. But the world markets little positive, and that is a good sign. S&P 500 also is moving up, and there was a good buying there. You can see the volumes are good. Nasdaq 100, it has started moving up. This index has fallen the most. The dollar currency index, it has come down from 106.5 levels. It has come down to 10 level. So it is a good indication that price across the world will get stability, will be there. The London Stock Exchange, FTSE, moving in a positive direction. The German Stock Exchange positive in last 2 days. The French positive in last 2-3 days. The Japanese slightly reddish, not much of a change. It is at the same level. The Hang Seng nearly at the same level, no change. The Shanghai Composite Index nearly at the same level. So you can see the Asian markets are nearly at the same level, but the American and the European markets were positive. KOSPI, South Korea at the same level. Now the problem has happened is the crude oil has gone up very heavily. So this is the crude oil, the NYMEX index, and it has gone to 115 level, whereas the Brent UK oil has gone to 119 levels. So this is a problem for us. Our minister is at Davos Hardeep Puri, and he keeps on making the statement that above 110 and all, the prices are not sustainable. But the problem is we are not defining the prices. The this particular companies are defining it, and they are wanting it to take it up, and they can take it up as high as 125, 127, which was there just about 2 months back. So if this happens, it is going to be problematic for India because our whole budget and everything was defined at around $80 to $90 maximum for the oil, and now it is at 110, 115. So that becomes a problem for us. The gold is actually coming down. Okay. That's a positive news. Bitcoin is down. The Indian rupee is actually at a 77 level now. More or less by the end of the year, it will be around 78, 79. That is what is the expectation of the analysts. The Nifty we saw. The Nifty is actually, let us see what are the possibilities of Nifty.
Virab, can you speak a little louder, please?
Okay. The Nifty is currently having a support at these levels. Okay, this level is between 16,000 till 15,700 levels, 688 levels. Supposing Nifty goes down, then we have a weekly demand zone at these levels, which is somewhere 15,000 levels. So as I had mentioned in my week also, during the week, that there is a good possibility that the Nifty can come down to these levels. So from 16,300, if it comes down to 15,000, it's quite a distance of around 1,200 points. So that is not a very good news, but that is a possibility which we cannot say that it will not happen. Possibility is very high. But last few days, the world markets are showing some positive movement, and that is the reason Nifty is also in the last 2 days, it has shown some positive movement. Now, if you see the ADX and the RSI and all, they all are showing weakness. You can see this ADX also. See this ADX. The 20 point is here. The blue line is here, which is the strength. And the red line is the DI negative. So DI negative is very much above this 30 levels. So definitely it is showing weakness, basically. Similarly, if you see RSI, the middle level is here, 50. RSI, it went down below 30. And now it has started moving up. In the last few days, it has come up to this level of 47. So that's quite an encouraging thing that we are likely to pass this 50 level and the markets will look little positive. What I'm saying is that our markets, okay, regarding the company's results also, the initial first 1 month, 1.5 months, the results were very good. But in last 15 days, if you see, the results are not so good. Most of them are, the companies are not done so well. And that is why also one of the reasons the Nifty levels are getting affected. Many companies during the last week has not shown good results. Okay, let us see the PE levels of Nifty. That will give us an idea whether the overall Nifty is doing well or it is. So let's see Nifty. See your Nifty. About 2 weeks back, it was around 19 point something. It is at 20 just now. So price has improved. The PE was 19 something last, about when I had the last lecture on 13th May. Today it has improved slightly, but it is more or less the same. The earnings per share. Okay.
Virav, sorry, can you just speak a little louder, please?
I don't know why. The earnings per share, is it okay?
Yeah, this is better.
Okay. The earnings per share is improving. Okay. You can see this is Nifty and the EPS levels have improved. Okay. So this quarter earnings are improved. But if you see the last 8 or 10 days, last 1 week or so, not many companies are given good returns. Okay. So here the price to book value, the pink one is the PB value and the blue one is the Nifty value. It has come down to moderate levels. What does it indicate? It indicates that the valuations are now becoming better. You can see here also, the Nifty is here and the PE is down. Here it was very much above. So from levels of 28 and 29, we have come down to the level of 19.74 and 20. So that's a good indication. What does it indicate? It tells me that overall, the stocks valuations are now at an average level or very fair level. So that's a good indication that the markets are showing that the stocks are at a good level. So buying can take place. But unfortunately, you can see that not much of buying is happening. Okay. If you see 37 have positive stocks last week, last day, one day. In a week, 26 to 24 is the ratio. In a month, 14 to 36. You can see this is little negative. If you see the Nifty here also, see 1 week. In 1 week, this is the last 1 week. Banks and financial services have gone up and little bit MNC. The Nifty has gone up by 2.28%, whereas all these which are red, they are not negative, but they are below Nifty. That is why they are in red. But these ones are the red ones, negative ones. You can see metal, IT. There is no index for sugar, but even the sugar stocks have gone down. Now, government is trying to control inflation, but what is happening? Some of the commodities, sugar, metals, they are getting affected very badly. Okay, so that is the stocks which have slightly started doing well are FMCG, realty, and auto also. Here it is auto. So auto has also done well, so along with the banks. Normally, whenever the metals go down as a sector, the consumption companies like autos will do better. So that is what has happened. The metals have gone down and the metals consuming companies like APL, Apollo and all, these are the steel pipes manufacturing companies. Their performance will be improving. The auto will be improving. The two-wheelers will be improving. So that is what we are seeing. In this particular 1 month period, if you see, May was one of the worst months we had. You can see everything was negative. You can see this is negative, negative, negative. Nifty went down by 6% in the month of May itself. If you see one quarter, the Nifty has gone down by minus 2.93%. Okay. In 6 months' time, the Nifty has gone down by minus 5%. And in a year's time, so in the year's time, last 1 year, the Nifty has become only positive by 5%. Okay. So the markets have not done very well. Okay. So from this May to last May, if we compare, we have gone up only by 5%. The energy stocks have gone up, but there also the government is trying to do the control in the pricing. So last week you must have heard about some kind of control measure being introduced in sugar, oil and gas. It is still not introduced, but there is a good possibility that they are going to put some windfall gain tax, like UK has done. They have taxed all the oil companies and gas companies by 25%. The Indian government is also thinking of doing it, but they are having a cautious approach. The basic reason is if they do it, there will be a very negative perception about the way the government is functioning. The investors will not put money in oil and gas stocks. So if you must have seen last 2 days, GAIL, oil and gas companies, everyone has gone down severely. Okay. Similarly, sugar they have kept a cap of 10 million tons export, but we have not reached that level at all till date. So by announcing that also, what has they done? They have actually brought down the sugar prices, and all the sugar companies are now getting affected. So this kind of immediately some kind of reactions to the controlling point of view of inflation is not looking nice, because ultimately the market is getting affected, and those companies which are working on those kind of products. So metals may be a major shift to then there is a shift in the sugar, and now we are looking at the oil and gas. Oil and gas may or may not happen immediately, but slowly and steadily they will try to bring in control. This will help the FMCG companies. Slowly they will start improving. Okay. And the banking sector is looking positive. The banking sector has gone down so badly that ultimately there is no way it can go further down. So it has started moving in a positive way. Here is Bank Nifty. The Bank Nifty has started moving up. So that's a positive sign. From 32,000 levels, it has moved up to 35,000 levels. Okay. And the charts are also showing, you can see the green one is just crossing the red one. You can see here. Okay. On the ADX is also becoming positive. Thoda down slope hai, lekin green is showing positiveness. Similarly, you can see here the RSI is also showing positive. Above the 50 line, this is the above 50 line, blue is above the 50 line. So ultimately we are looking at the bank started moving up. Okay. Then if you want to see the mid caps and the small caps, they have done not so well. Okay. You can see here mid cap thoda positive hai, lekin still it is way below the mark. Small caps also not so good. Small caps also not so good. Okay. The India VIX, this is a thing which is telling us that last week it went up very high. It went up to the level of 26. It has come down to 21. India VIX around 17, 18, 19 is a good number. We are still at 21. So volatility is still very high. PSU banks, they have not done well this week. Private banks have done better than the PSU banks. In the case of banks, what I have done is I'm only holding these 4 private banks and SBI along with SBI. That is 5. And I'm holding, in the case of the ETFs, little bit of bank Bs and little bit of PSU bank Bs. Basically, the objective is that some of the PSU banks will do well. Last year, the PSU ETF gave a growth of 38%. I don't expect that much, but at least around 12-14%. So you can pick up the ETFs of mid-cap banks and the IT companies, even the IT companies, because the Nifty IT ka jo ETF hai, that is also good enough. ICICIM is having ICICI Technology. So they are having ETF of 10 of the best IT companies. And all these ETFs will definitely do better than any one particular stock. If you want to put in one particular IT stock or one particular bank stock, you'll have to be little lucky that that particular bank will move. Except those private banks, 4 of them, HDFC, ICICI, Axis and Kotak, they will definitely move. But if you are looking at any other banks, then it will be a question mark. Like IDFC First Bank, I'm waiting since 1.5 years for the stock to do better, but it is not doing. So you can see the IT index has come down drastically and now it has started correcting. Okay. Even NASDAQ has corrected and you can see the ADX, the red is coming downwards and the green is now crossing the 50 line. So that's a positive news. Okay. Similarly, here also it is likely to go up. नीचे 35 के level से अभी वो middle level में आएगी. Metals are down. You can see metals are down. Now, the problem is to exit the metals because government suddenly brought about this thing in the last, where on that day when the metal ka jo excise duty exports ka declare kiya, customs duty, sorry, that day Tata Steel, JSW Steel all went down by 10 to 12%. So now to come up once again is going to be a major challenge for all these companies. So what you can do is hold some of them partially and partially liquidate. So thoda aapko profit milta hai 10-12%. Exit from that and around 25-30% you can hold if you want to as a part of your core portfolio. Metals now another 3 months to 6 months you cannot be sure. I don't see it is moving up because the government itself has now decided to control the inflation. But I'll tell you truthfully, the company's performance is really good. So on their own also, they will improve by 10 to 12%. So it is not necessary that this price का जो customs duty बढ़ाने से वो गिर जाएंगे. थोड़ा effect हुआ है. Already they are down, but they will regain their prices and the companies will do well because on the whole the balance sheets are good. The companies have really done well. So whether you are talking of Tata Steel or you're looking at JSW Steel or National Aluminium or even Hindalco, Hindalco ka major reason is they are going into big capital expenditure. Now the question mark is the company supposed to do that when there are the external caps are being kept? So there is a question because of which Hindalco has taken a severe beating. Media stocks trying to come towards the mean line. Energy, once again, this week energy had a bad period. Okay. And there is a worry that the oil and gas companies where they may put some tax. Okay. This is oil and gas index. FMCG has started doing well. Whether it is Hindustan Unilever or ITC, Britannia to little extent, they have started moving well. Auto have started doing well. Pharma, it is moving towards the mean. ऊपर गया था फिर वापस नीचे आ गया last week में. Realty as such, I don't know whether it will really move up. But home improvement companies like the paints, Asian Paints and all, they will do well. But paints में क्या problem हुआ है? There are two major big players which have started moving in that. The Birla Group, Grasim Industries and all, they are going to invest 10,000 crores in paints. And they have declared that they want to be the second best in this group. So Asian Paints being the leader, Berger Paints is currently number 2. So they want to position themselves as the second in that list. So that is going to be a tough thing for the paint industry. Infra, till the government spending happens, it will be remaining like this. Commodities, once again, it is not going up. Consumption companies are also at the same level. यही level पे है बस. Consumer durables, along with the FMCG, have started moving up. Now let us see the particular thing which I was showing you in the group. So this is one of the Nifty stocks, fall from high 20% with some fundamentals. So we are looking at the cash equity segment. 20% high means 2.8 May maximum in last 1 year. We are considering stocks whose market cap is above 5,000. If you take below 5,000, you will get number of stocks, but basically what will happen is the small caps cannot be 100% sure. Markets have fallen and the small caps will take a more beating. So you can restrict yourself to mid caps. So that is why we are kept 5,000 crores ke upar. Now I'm removing all these particular fundamentals and then we'll see the numbers and then we'll come back and filter them. So let's see now. I'm running the scan only on this particular criteria of 5,000 crores ke upar market cap and rest everything is. So I'm getting how many stocks? 92 stocks. 92 stocks have fallen up to a limit of 20%. I'll take one example and show you Page Industries. Take this industries. Page Industry, the maximum was 46,000 and currently the maximum, the price is 44,000. So if I take a calculator and calculate, so 46,000 minus 44,400 equal to divide by 46,000. So it has fallen only 3.4%, not much. Very, very less. You can see it had won down to 40,000, but it has recovered in last few days. It has started moving up once again. Okay. So Page Industry has hardly fallen. It belongs to the innerwear. Okay. RHI Magnesia, Sharda Cropchem. Today morning only I was looking at Sharda Cropchem. So once you get this particular thing, what you should do is go to screener and look at the company. Because this particular charting has very limited fundamental criteria. So we'll see that also. But now when you go to Sharda Cropchem, or these are the things which I have fixed in my dashboard for this, for every stock which I'm looking. Market cap, current price, high in 52 weeks and low in 52 weeks. So it is very near the high, 740, 769. What I look at is what is the price and what is the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value, the system calculates to me and gives me that the intrinsic value, the value of the stock should be around 842. So what is the margin of safety? Around 100 points. Around 100 points the stock is down, and that is the margin of safety. I am introducing some concepts like margin of safety. What is this margin of safety? It gives me some leeway to move upwards up to 100 points. Now stock PE is 19.1. 19.1 is a good level. Anything above 15 and below 25 is a good PE. PE is nothing but the stock price divided by earnings per share. Okay. ROC, it should be above 15 or 17. It's a good one. This is also above 17. It's a good one. Price to book value. Now what is happening? The value of the market cap is this, the price is this, and the PB value is telling me it is 3.49, slightly higher. Somewhere around 3, it would have been a better one, but still it is not bad at all. It is good. ROC 25.6, we saw this. ROA, industry P is 20.5, whereas our PE was 19. So what we see, this stock fundamentally is good. Promoter is holding 74%, and there is no pledging for loans and all. Let us see the debt to equity, where it is. Here it is. Debt to equity should be less than 1. It is 0.02, means hardly any debts are there. Enterprise value to sales, this is another PE level kind of. It is giving me the valuation. It tells me it is good. Sales growth is good. Profit growth is good. Patriotic score, it is nothing but a score from 1 to 9. So above 6, it is good. In fact, above 5 also people consider it as good. So you can see all the three are good. ROC is good. ROA, return on assets, is good. We'll see this each of this down, but I'll keep on introducing now so that you understand the only bad thing in this is this part. The company's debtors days are high. What does it mean? It means that the company is not able to recover the money. How many days it is? The figure is 157. So approximately around 5 to 6 months the company takes in getting its money back. So accounts receivables थोड़ा higher side पे. Normally 3 months is good enough, 90 days. 4 months 120 is little bad. But anything above 140, 150, near about 180 is nearing 5 to 6 months. So this is 5 months plus. Company has reduced debts, hardly anything, almost debt free. That is good. Company results are good. Quarter results, we'll see them. I'm showing you how to look at the thing. Okay. Now let us see some of the charts. You can see this chart first. This is the price chart. Okay. So the stock is around 700 and iske niche. Let us see the PE ratio. This is the median line. The dotted line is the median line. So median PE should be around 16 and the current PE is around 19. So thoda upar hai. Now some fundamental people will only look at this and will say, I will wait for this stock to come around these levels, around 13, 14, 15, below 16. And then I will buy this, because then it will be a fair value for me to buy the stocks. Some of us, like me, even me, I look at these figures. IV, PE 20 के नीचे है, 25 के नीचे है, अच्छी बात है. PB around 2 or 3, it is good. Now interest coverage, this is nothing but if I'm having some debts, I should be in a position to pay the debt from my own cash flows. So that's a very good ratio. Anything about 4, 5, 10 is good, and the value is 211. It is extremely good. EV to EBITDA should be around 10. That is good. Industry P is 20 hai, yeah, 19 hai. So it is very much nearby industry P levels. IV is 840, whereas the current price is 740. What does it indicate? There is a margin of safety of around 100 rupees. ROC, return on capital employed, should be minimum 15 to 17%. Minimum, it is 25. It gives me a good understanding. Please go back and re-look at this thing so that you start understanding how to pick up the stocks. So based on the PE, I will, if I'm a pure fundamentalist, I will say thoda niche aega, tabhi main dekhunga. Okay. There are other ratios like price to book value. Now see this price to book value. The median is here. The median is 2.1. And what is the current value? Somewhere near 3.5. So it is quite high. It is quite high. So the stock is already at a higher level. Okay. These are the price to BV. This is, and this is the book value. Okay. So let's see the other ratio, market cap to sales. This is also another good ratio. See this dotted line. The dotted line tells me इसके नीचे होगा तो मेरे को अच्छा प्राइस मिला, इसके ऊपर होगा तो थोड़ा कॉस्टली है, लेकिन एकदम ऊपर नहीं है, यहाँ नहीं है. देखो ये कितना 12 ऊपर था, यहाँ से वो नीचे आके at this levels. In April, it was at the right levels, but around, sorry, April 2021 it is. This is Jan 2020. Oh, it has started moving upwards. Today we'll see in the fundamentals lecture also how PE changes and why it changes. There are two possibilities. Whether one is the price equity, price to earnings is changing, or the earnings itself is doing well. Maybe the company earnings have started improving. You can have a look at the EV to EBITDA. This is the dotted line. It came down a little bit. So this was around 8.7. That was a good point. If it is below this median, what is the median? Median is 7.6. If it is below 7.6, you can easily buy the share. So what you do when you go and look at this particular fundamentals. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at the some of the ratios. Long-term debt to equity. What does it mean? My debt and equity are in the proportion of 1:1. So what I'm going to do, I'm giving little leeway to 1.2, 1.5 rakh sakta hu. So that what happens, some of the companies which are very heavy asset based companies, they will take some debt and their debt may be little more. So if you are very conservative type, you may take 1.5 और थोड़ा आप थोड़ा कम भी कर सकते हो, 1.2 भी रख सकते हो, but anywhere between 1 or 1.2 or maximum 1.5. Interest coverage ratio means greater than 4, or you can keep 5 to see that we get good companies. Okay. Now I'm clicking on this, so I'm enabling this. Otherwise, if I don't, this it is a disable. Now let us see, run this and see how is the what is the performance. So from 90s, it has become 53 stock. Okay. Now I am seeing even Adani is here. Okay, Adani Total Gas. Now let us go further. Gross profit margin is not a okay filter है, लेकिन ये इतना excellent है. What we look is operating profit. So I'm looking at operating profit. Then, so here what is the number? Trailing 12 months operating profit margin is greater than some 10%. You can fix the number 14%, 15%, whatever you want. But 10% is good enough in current scenario when the markets were bad this year. Trailing 12 months operating profit greater than the operating profit margin of the last year. ये last year का और ये current 12 months. So I am putting this filter on. Trailing 12 months sales greater than the sales turnover of the last year. ये भी filter on रखा. Earnings per share greater than the earnings per share of the last year. So current 12 years ka is greater than. And one more filter I'm going to put it on. PE ratio. I don't want very costly stocks. I am doing is I am looking at some kind of value stocks. Okay, valuation base. So up to 30, 35 I can keep. But if I will miss out some of the stocks, let us keep 50 so that I get even some costly or good stocks. And then I run my stocks. Now see here, last time it was 53 something. Now I run the scan and my scan will reduce. It has come only 6. Okay, from 53 it has come only 6. So what is happening? There are some stocks which must not be satisfying this criteria. So if I disable this, let's see how many it is coming. Yeah, it has increased. So from 53 it has become 23. So what you have seen is this particular criteria, that trailing 12 months operating profit. Just one minute. Zareen, come here. So that particular criteria, many stocks were not able to satisfy. That means the operating profit margin position of many companies in this current quarter and the current 12 months mein is not good compared to the last year. Okay, because of which we can see that the filter was only 26 stocks. Now, if I consider this, what will I have to do? I will have to go back and look at each of this. Fluorochem, supposing I look at fluorochem. So fluorochem, okay, let us complete Sharda crop. Then what we'll see? The Sharda crop is a agrochemical company. The P is 19, UPL P is 15, PI Industries in the leader is very high. Sumito Chem, some of you are holding this, it is very high. Okay, so the price is, you can see the intrinsic value is also here. The IV value is 840, the current price is 740. So you have to look at all these things. Then let us see the quarterly result. The sales have improved from last quarter to this quarter. Okay. The operating profit margin has 21% था last quarter में, 8% में 20 है, near about the same. Yes, sir, the earnings per share last quarter it was very low. This quarter it is very high, quite good. So the earnings per share has improved. The net profit has also improved in this particular quarter. So we are looking at positive results in this particular quarter. Now we are looking at the yearly results. So 20, 21, 22. Let us see. The sales are increasing. You can see the difference, 21 and 22 March. Sales fantastic. Okay. The margins are also good. Okay. Thoda cost increase हुआ होगा, because of which, in spite of good sales, the expenses are increased. Okay. See the earnings per share, 25 and 38. That is a good positive sign. 20% dividend payout ratio. Currently 16%. The sales growth, last 12 months, it is 49%. Last 3 years, 21%. So all these are above 15, 20. They are very good. This is also good. Price has increased. Fantastic. 1 year में double हो गया. ROE values 20%. So what you are seeing is overall the stock is doing well. Another thing you should do is CFO, cash flow from operations. This should be positive. Overall, the cash flow is slightly negative because of the expenses, investing activity. They have purchased new assets. Maybe they are doing some capital expenditure. Expenditure is quite high. You can see here. Some investments have gone into it. So that is one of the reasons. Otherwise, the stock is quite good. Ratios, that one of the ratios which we saw was you can see this days payable, 180, 172. What does it mean? That the company is not able to receive the money from their dealers within 150, 160 days, 120 days. It is taking nearly 6 months for the company to receive their money. Here also you can see quite high. Inventory turnover days is also high, quite high. Because of inventory being high, even the working capital is high. But overall, the ROC is above 15, 17, and that is a good indication. ROC is quite well. Shareholding pattern, promoters are holding 74%, that is good. No decrease in promoter holding since a long time. You can see from here, no decrease at all. That's a good thing. The DIs are also continuously holding. थोड़ा यहाँ से comparison में यहाँ थोड़ा कम हुआ है. Okay, even FIs have reduced little bit, but the general public है buying this stock. But the promoters have not reduced their holding, so it is not a bad sign at all. Okay, it's a good sign. So that is how you have to look at the whole thing. There are some ratios like these are the ratios you will be looking. In P&L, you will look at the earnings per share. Then you will see the growth in the sales, profit, the price, stock price, and the ROE levels. The EPS levels, earnings per share is increasing or not. If the EPS is increasing, definitely the stock price will increase. So this is how we filter the stocks and based on the filtration criteria. So here was the criteria was up to 20% fall. You can have another criteria up to 50%, and you can have a look at those stocks also. Okay, this is 50%. So I have disabled all the fundamentals except market cap, and the fall can be up to 50%. So how many stocks are there? So these are some 411 stocks which have fallen up to 50%. That's quite a big number. So I want to reduce. So I'm putting a debt equity ratio of 1.2 or 1.5. I'll put 1.5. Okay, and let's see. I run the scan. Now many companies will get reduced from 411. It has become 365. The basic reason is many of them having debt above 1.5%. Operating profit margin above 15%. So let's see now with this stock particular criteria, from 400 something, it has become 203 now. Okay. So now taking some of the fundamental criteria, I've reduced my numbers to 30 stocks. So these are the 30 stocks which are fundamentally quite good. So it has got further reduced to 18. So what has happened? The stocks have gone down by 50%, but fundamentally still they are good. Fundamentally still they are good. So these are the stocks. So what I can do is one by one, I have to go back and look at each of this. Brightcom Group. This is a stock which is continuously having a up and down movement. Okay, ऊपर जाता है नीचे जाता है, ऊपर जाता है नीचे जाता है. So whether I should buy such a stock, if I am a risk taker, I have actually bought 100 numbers, and now the stock from 70 levels, it has come back to 66 levels, 64 levels. So this is a stock which is having a yo-yo movement continuously, but fundamentals are not so bad. Okay, if you see the fundamentals, so let's see fundamentals. The current price is 64, the intrinsic value is 52. What does it mean? It is overpriced. Stock P is 15.7, that is good enough. But IT companies में P normally 25-30 होता है, ये कम है. This is less. The book value is 19.1, little high. Sorry, the price to book value is 3.3. That is one of the okay. This is book value, and this is the ratio which I'm looking at. ROC is 17 के ऊपर है, okay, अच्छी बात है. ROE 15 के ऊपर है, okay. EPS is low, earnings per share is low. This is a red flag. Promoter is holding only 18.5%. Promoter holding should be above 40-50%. And they have pledged about 4%. Sales growth is good, profit growth is good, patriotic score is 7. So all those things are looking good, but the problem is the promoter has decreased the holding. The pledging has happened. And delivery sales in the last 5 years has gone down. So you can see here, last 5 years का figures, last 3 years का figure कम था, लेकिन trailing 12 months on a lower base is little high. So it is telling me the company is turning around. Profit growth is turning around. 4 and 6 से अभी 84. The stock price has gone up like anything. मतलब ये for some people it looks like a multi-bagger, but for some people it can be a dangerous thing also. Okay. Cash flow from operations positive hai. This is a good sign. Means the money they are receiving, they are able to invest, and their investment is also happened here. 431 crores. See, a fixed asset purchase of 151 crores has happened. Work in process is little high. Okay. Because an IT company itna bada work in process nahi hota hai, but they have done some kind of capex expenditure hua hai. Thoda they have added some new facilities, maybe for expansion. The ratios, there is no days payable or something because it is an IT company. The ROC is good, about 17% is good. That's good. So that is how you have to go back and look at. You can see the stock. The maximum of the stock was 108 and currently it is at 64. Okay. So around 40% jitna niche gaya, 35-40 ke niche. So we stopped the first part of the lecture here. I wanted you to see how we can use this. And this is the way which many analysts are today looking. You can even look at little higher ones. Which are the fallens? Which are the stocks which have fallen 80%? आपको वो भी देखना है तो आप देख सकते हैं. So about 80% तक fall हुआ है. And with some fundamentals I have kept. Let's see the number. So you have 145 stocks which have fallen about 80%. Okay. So let's see with a PE introduction of one more fundamental. So these are the stocks which has fallen 80%, having PE below 50, fundamentals good, ROC above 15. So what you can do is each of these stocks, 110 stocks are there. You can go through them and then, so this particular charting is available free. If anyone wants me to share this, you can ask me. I will give you the particular code. So you can start doing it and see, unless and until you do all these things, you will never learn it. So सीखने के लिए अगर ये आपको करना है तो Angel 1 has fallen quite a lot. Okay, Scaffler India, Prince Pipes, TCS. You can see here. From 4,000 level, it is 3,2 level. So we stopped the day for the first part. Any particular stock you want me to have a look? Looking at the fundamentals and this. Any stock?
Should we just give a look at Tata Steel again, if you don't mind?
Yeah. So here's Tata Steel. So the maximum it was at 1450 during the year. This is when 2022 is here. So maximum around this 1380 during the year, and currently it is at 1044. So the fall is from 1380 to 1044, around 340-50 points. That means around 33% fall, 33-35% fall has happened. Okay. Now, if you want to look at the charts, so from here, this level, it has come down to this level. It started moving up on day before on Thursday. फिर वापस फ्राइडे को थोड़ा नीचे आया. If you want to look at the fundamentals, here is Tata Steel. Current price is 1044. The intrinsic value is 2961. Please understand, this price stock is coming to you at nearly 1/3 the price. The 3 times multiplication of this will be around 3000. This is around 29. So nearly 1/3 the price, nearly 30% पे आपको मिल रहा है. So there is a good margin of safety. The stock P is 3.17. The price to book value is 1.11. The ROC is 31%. The earnings per share is very high. The Patriotsky score maximum can be 9. It is at 8%. The Tata Group is holding 33%. Pledge is only 1.55. The debt to equity is less than 1. Even though it is a high asset company, okay, where the asset heavy hai, but still it is good. Interest coverage ratio above 4 or 5 is good. That is also very good. EV to sales is quite high. Good it is. Sales growth. So you can see, if you see the price, see the median is here. Okay, the median is here at 7, and the stock is available at a price of 3.2, P at 3.2. The median is 7. Market cap to sales, it is touching the median line. You can see here, the median is 0.5. It is touching that line. So it went up quite high. Now it is available at a very good price. I am not going to reduce this stock, even though I can suggest that if you want to be little safe, you may reduce it. But being a long-term person by nature also, I don't reduce a good company just because the external conditions are bad. Currently, you can see the ROC. See here, Tata Steel is second, 42.37. Okay, that's a good thing. ROE, this is ROC. Intrinsic value, see this value, compare it with the others. All the steel stocks currently are at very low IVs. Okay, this is a one which is at a high level, 869. This is the end product banata hai, steel pipes and tubes. So you can have a look at the PE. This is the only one which is high. Okay, this has become a multi-bagger in last 5 years or so. See the sales, operating profit margins are increasing. थोड़ा कम हुआ है in this quarter compared to the last quarter, but they are still good. Anything above 15, 17 is really good. See here, it is 26. March 21, it was 20%. Now it is 26%. The earnings per share has increased. See here, it is fantastic increase हुआ है last from 62 it has become 328. See the sales growth, profit growth. Stock price has gone down recently because of which अभी -5% दिखा रहा है. Okay, this is as of current prices, that is why. So the stock is available at a good discount currently, and the margin of safety is also very high. It is actually 2000 points ka difference hai. Current price is 1000, whereas the intrinsic value of the stock is this. Stock P is very low. Okay, 3. Many a times, many fundamental people will not buy a stock if the P goes below 7 or 8 also. But you will find Coal India, Tata Steel, JSW Steel, all these stocks having very low P. Okay. So we close for the day. Any other stock you want me to have a look before we go to fundamental? I will start once again the session.